Let's talk about technical bag work and just all the different aspects that we can incorporate to make this the most effective we can. One pet peeve that I have about bag work, obviously as we know, shadowboxing and sparring in terms of actually becoming a better fighter is the most important stuff you can do. But one pet peeve I have about bag work is that it's so easy, as any coach will tell you, to just stay here, stand here and throw punches and be in one spot. Obviously in the ring, opponents just don't move that back that much or just swing side to side. They move a lot different and they don't just move like a bag moves. But we can still utilize the bag in a lot of different ways, which I'm going to talk about. All right? So I'm working the bag, let's say, I want to make sure I'm still stepping with my jab, okay? Because if I just get in the habit of throwing my jab too close, I get hit by right hands, things like that, and it's going to be trouble for me. So if I'm here too close with this, even if I'm going to be using that sometimes, it's just easy. I need to learn actually the end of my range, and this is how I can make the bag useful, is by finding the end of my range. So I'm here, sitting back a little bit. Sometimes miss the bag like that, just like an opponent. Find your range. Find exactly. See, I got almost range on that one. Little step, things like that. I can find that range. Also, by the way, just talking about range for a little bit, if I focus on creeping my lead leg forward a little bit, sitting back here, and then I can do a little lean. Yes, a little lean. Don't be wrong, I don't want, me as a coach, I don't want my guys leaning into bags. Meaning when they throw punches like this, and they're falling for it, and everything's like that, and they can't keep balance, all right? I'm a big believer in learning balance and knowing how to miss and stay on balance, like what Jack Blackburn talked about with Joe Louis. But being able, talking about range, to be out here, sitting on my back leg, creeping my lead leg forward a little bit. I got this range, I got my range. See, he's not quite in my range where I can punch him, but right from here, I can get my right hand. Why? Because the right hand, if you rotate, gets you a little more range than the jab, but also I can go from this position here, where my head, the main target area, is a little bit out, and I can come forward just a little bit, not over my lead foot, but just about to my lead foot to land the right hand. All right? So another way I can use that bag to learn my range, to do things that are going to be beneficial for me as a fighter. If you're a long fighter, this is really beneficial. I'm out here long, sitting on back leg, creeping the lead leg forward here. See that? I was able to land that shot, and I was still out of range. Now, of course, standard stuff with the bag. We want to work on moving around it, right? So while you're throwing your punches here, creating circles, and then incorporate your defense as well, because that's something that so many people, they just forget. They just zone out. And like footwork, excellent, right? Like I was explaining to one of my boxers the other day, that if you're using just circular movement when you're boxing, and you're not having to cut the ring off, obviously, if someone's trying to get away from you, you're gonna have to cut the ring off, and circular movement in and of itself is not gonna be a good thing to do. But if you're just using a little bit of circular movement on people, here, I'm making you recalibrate every moment. Even if you're a really athletic fighter, there's just that slight little calibration, and specifically if you're not an ultra great fighter, they have to recalibrate. Think about it, they're trying to aim that rifle to shoot you, and now they're having to turn where they're aiming their sights. And that little bit of turn to aim my sights buys you a little bit of time to set up what you want to do. You can also be throwing at them while they're trying to recalibrate and aim their sights, all right? So just that simple idea of the lateral movement here, a little bit in, a little bit out here. I'm here, I attack from different sides. Here, here, step around here, Now, also though, working our hand defense. Such an underutilized tool is that, like, it's very important, and I've been harping into a couple of my fighters recently about the importance of just throwing and then out, so it's a clear miss. So big. Actually, let me just kind of talk about range there for a second. Is that practicing being the heck away from the bag. Yeah, practicing being the heck away from it, because a bag can build bad habits. leaning, things like that, but also it can build a habit of you being like, I'm just right here. I'm right here. Boom, oh, boom, oh, man, ooh, you're just getting hit, and you're hitting them, they're hitting you back and forth, versus, again, making the bag a useful tool. Tool's actually gonna make you a better boxer, where you're out here, you're out of range. I'm out of range like this, I'm this far away, I don't necessarily have to worry about keeping my hands up. I don't have to necessarily worry about that. But from out here, I'm here, I'm out of range, long range, moving around, making him have to recalibrate, moving a little bit, and then I have to learn how to launch my attack from out. Because when are you going to attack people? When you're in? No. You're going to attack them 9 times out of 10 in a boxing match when you're out. So we're out here, and I have to kind of find where I'm going to start my attack from here, like that. Now you notice the first jab didn't land. That's okay, because your first jab might not land either. That's the beautiful thing about a double jab. Now granted, I'm not saying throw the double jab from 4 feet, where the fist is 4 feet away. So I'm like that on my first one. So don't go, But if you're about here and that first jab's just a little bit out, next one, boom, gets you the target, you land it, pop. Very important to be able to miss the jab, get used to missing the jab from a little bit out of range. They might lean out of it a little bit, and they just lean out of it a little bit or step out a little bit, you just pop another jab, you're probably gonna land the jab. Because the jab is very difficult to deal with because it's like a freaking machine gun in your face, pop, 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 pop. And if it connects, it might not be the most powerful thing. It can be sometimes, but it might not be the most powerful thing, but it's still gonna control their head, all right? It's still gonna pop their head back or blind them at the very least. One analogy I use is it's like sand in the face, right? Imagine just swishing sand in the face, just putting sand in your face, keeping you busy, keeping you here, and just keeping sand in the face, Very important concept. If I throw sand in your eyes, man, you can be a good boxer. It's gonna be hard to deal with that, all right? Now, so I'm here, I'm working on launching my attack from out. I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna talk about that hand defense again though, because I'm out here, kind of mid-range, where they can attack as well with a straight shot typically, or they can leap in with a shot. I might wanna practice from out here, catching some shots, here, catching, blocking, here, maybe dip, slip, step out, things like that. I'm out, I'm gonna get out a little bit further. I'm here and I'm turning the movement on them a little bit. I'm here. Now I might wanna practice my attack off of a block. Let's say I catch, then off of that, I wanna be able to jab, like that. So I'm here, boom, here, moving, catch, mixing the head movement too. See, I kind of stayed there a little bit too long, my work. Bad little habits. I had, everyone has. It's always gonna be working on. You get what you want, defend, get some more you want, and then get out. Get out, don't be there. Don't be their punching bag. That's one thing I preach to a lot of our fighters to help them get the concept, is you don't want to do the job that this bag's doing. This bag is there for you. I know exactly where it is. Within a 3-foot span, it's going to always be there. So therefore, I can be out here. I know it's not going to come at me. I'm good. And when I want to go in and engage with it, I want to fight. I know where it is. And then once I'm out, it's there. It's always there. It's always available, right? It's always got its check that it's ready to cash. Now, if I'm maybe working on some inside stuff in the bag too, I want to obviously work on my head movement here, side to side, here. And what's nice about the bag is you can use it as a little bit of your measurement with head movement, specifically if you're on the inside on the bag. So if I'm here on the bag, the shot, a punch, 16-ounce glove about 6 inches across, all right? And competition gloves is not a lot tighter or a lot, smaller. It's obviously lighter, but it's just not as fat across the palm. So I'm here, I can get my slips down, I can get a feel for how much my slip needs to be. I'm here, here, like that, all right? So it can actually help you calibrate your slips a little bit to get the feel for how much to move. Then also just like rolling that head around to the sides here. I can kind of be in tight on one side of the back. I can pull out a little bit with my chin down here and come on the other side here, bam. Do some work here, put my shoulders on it, boom. I can even use the bag as a blocking tool in a sense. So I'm here, let's say, and then like that. I get the resistance of that block, boom, come right off of it. I'm here maybe, comes at me, like that. Not a lot of application there, but a little. All little tools. Also the idea of don't bump, but that little bump that you do, let's say you're in tight here, and a little, like that. See that? A little space. You know, you're not pushing them. You know, you're not shoulder chucking them. You're just a little bump to make space. So we're in tight. I'm in tight. We're inside here. I got my shoulder, like that. Another use of the bag. Then also, as anyone will tell you, when it's swinging, right? Swinging is an opportunity now to work with a little bit more of a moving target, right? Now, of course, I need to be able to control the bag with my punches as well, right? I'll talk about that second. But first, let's talk about using the movement of the bag. So I got the bag swinging here, all right? So it's a beautiful opportunity for me to jab, do something, step to the side of it, or maybe to jab back a little bit and make it run into a shot. So maybe I jab, boom, let's say something to that extent. Very, very, very good to use. So I'm here, and I, like that. My feet are a little clumsy. I'm here. I can even get it from a stationary bag. So let's say the bag's not swinging automatically like that. So I'm here, and I drive it back with snappy jab. Comes at me. Then I can turn that into a circle. Here. Yeah, circling off to the side. That's where your guy's going. He's going where you were. You're not there anymore. Now also, controlling the bag. So I'm here. It's swinging side to side, let's say. So here, swinging side to side. I don't want to necessarily perpetuate this. Now, you do see fighters do this. Particularly, it's more of a nowadays thing. I don't know why. I don't have a good reason why. But I would think it's good to work on getting the hook tighter. So if I'm here, I can get my hook a little tighter. Boom, like that versus wrapping around big. So I'm here. Keep it rolling. Now see, I'm naturally want to stop it. Yeah, perpetuate it here. Timing of your punch. Work on getting the hooks a little less wide. Might be beneficial. Now, another thing too though, which I like, which I practice a lot when I box, is you got that lateral swing on the bag, having your guy run into it. So you're here, it's going side to side on you, and you're gonna stop it with a shot. Here. Now again, you always want to be thinking about defense, offense, mixing the two together, making that seamless. So let's say we're going side to side on this bag here, like that, and I'm working on staying with him here, here, he comes, here, catch it, I'm working my hands. I'm anticipating sequences and scenarios. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Different little things I can do. Scenarios that you know about with a little bit of experience. I'm on the inside. Here, catch your uppercut. I might want to practice my counters. I catch the uppercut, come back with a hook. So here on the inside, here. I'm here. Block a shot, come back. I'm here, boom, bang. Maybe roll, block, bam, come back with something. Those little things, so important to practice those. One thing to note, I'm not breathing on my defense. I'm not holding my breath, but I'm not breathing explosively. Why? Because your defense doesn't need to be quote unquote explosive or powerful. It just needs to be enough of a tension to stop a punch, and that's it. But the whole idea of letting someone punch themselves out is not you breathing on every punch. Because you're going to get just as tired as they are, or close to it. You're also absorbing impact. But to be breathing be able to just defend the shots while they're doing that. And, you know, if you're Muhammad Ali talking to them or whoever, but being able to just be relaxed in the pocket. That's what we want to be able to do. Also, it messes up your timing on your counters. If I'm here going like, it can oftentimes put a delay versus if you're just like that, it's a lot faster than if that makes sense. And that's where, by the way, if you work, well, let's talk about the timing of punches, right? If you are changing your timing on your bag, which you should be doing, right? So it's not always it's sometimes going to be like that. You're putting two shots together on here. Or maybe a little bit more time between shots. Right? And sometimes put the speed back on it. All right? Changing up the timing. Typically 3 different types of timing. That kind of boom, boom, the boom, boom, and the ba-da. All right? Or like a musical term, you got the one and type idea. That is the idea of, in my opinion, a good countering timing of a ba-da, like skipping a rock type attitude. Doo-doo. All right, so I'm on my bag working. One thing too, a lot of folks don't work this. Work on jamming to the other side. Here, I'm here, work on jamming off to this side, turning someone a different way here. Everyone, it's easy for us to go this way. The lead side. But you want to be able to rock off that way. Here, keeping the jab in their face. I got out of range. Maybe from this outer range, I'm going to step in because I like stepping with hooks sometimes. I'm going to get off the side afterwards. Things like that. I'm not going to stand in front of the guy. Now, let's talk about our hooks on the bag. Hooks is a funny business, right? Like straight punches, like people have trouble with them, but for some reason I see the hooks to be a thing. So it's easy for people I see to either come too much up the middle with hooks. Like they'll go like, you see me here like 1, 2, 3, and it's like that, like boom, boom, boom. Typically that's more like a martial art background type thing, where like boom, 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 like that. You want to come around, but you don't want to come too much around. I see this too, where people are like wrapping hooks like that, that's going to be too far, right? But I want to be able to, if I'm here from this side, get my hooks right there. So they're not wide. You can see from the back side here, like that. That's another thing too I want to touch on, is being loose. You saw I was just loose and relaxed on that. That's how you should be working the bag. You shouldn't be just using it as this like strength building tool if it's like, I'm gonna push into it. Because again too, if you're always doing that, you can see that punch, but also it's a lot of energy, and also it's gonna throw you off balance. You wanna work typically primarily more on getting your timing like that. I'm here with my jab, I'm not pushing my jab, it's got a little pop to it. That's one thing too. Something I'm big on is making sure we're catching with that jab. Because so often, I throw a jab, you throw a jab. I can slip my head, yes, that's great. But also, I just need to be able to just be in that neutral position of boom, catching that shot like that. So I'm here. That way, if you shoot any straight shot, straight down the pipe at me, or an uppercut, I'm gonna stop it. Here. Move around. I'm working head moving off that. I come in with that explosive jab, I might be risking running into a jab or from an opposite stance power shot, right? From a southpaw, a straight left. So I'm here maybe, I want to come in with that jab. And then I go back around on it. Also using the jab as a mechanism of control. Not a push, but a mechanism of control. So let's say I want to stabilize that bag for a second. I'm going to put it out. Just for a second to stabilize. Just like you would stabilize a guy. And then you can work your shots off of it, you know? So we're here, maybe the bag's swinging. I don't want it swinging right now. Because I've been throwing some hooks on it or whatever. And I want to stabilize it. Like that. Right at the tip of my range. Now see, I noticed that was like right at the tip. There wasn't enough follow through on that. Maybe you could have scored, but the range. And these are things that, it's just like riding, it's like, you don't completely forget how to do it, but if you don't practice it, you do lose aspects of it. Like the blinking reflex. It's so many times, since I don't train anymore, I'll blink on my punches, I'll blink on my blocking, and it's something always consciously working with our fighters to eliminate it and keep it going. Because if you get out of the loop for just a couple months, your first time sparring, back to sparring, blinking, flinching a little bit, things like that. Now, putting all the pieces together, making sure we're either ball or flat, but not letting the heel happen. So if we're here, like stuff with our jab, hitting with the heel, and just mixing in all the tools. Literally use the bag as a chance to work on every single thing that you need to work on. One more thing I want to talk about that cutoff, is work on my lateral cutoff with that. So I'm here with the back. See that? That way I get an idea of how to throw punches and just keep my hands moving. And I can mix up my power what I want. See, I got a little bit of a circle going on here. Let's say I here. Just some ideas, some different thoughts that you can implement into your bag training. If you like this video, make sure you click like and subscribe. Make sure you share. Make sure you comment if you have any thoughts, questions, or whatnot. And see you in the next video.